Okay, I think it's time. Let's see. What does Eric want to do? He wants to play. Okay, so the real match has begun. Okay, knight f3. Eric is going to play differently today. Okay, so blitz out the first like 10 moves. Castles, bishop b7. I don't know what rook c1 is. b4 is a little bit weird. So here I can play c4. I don't know if it's a good move, but I'll try it. I'll try to make this game really interesting. If he takes, I think queen a5 or knight d5 are both possible. I think I'll just play queen a5. On knight b4, I'll just take the pawn on a3. On knight c5, knight d5. So yes, I'll take. Probably he'll take. Rook c1, I'll just take on c3. So takes. Knight e5, probably knight d5, or... No, I don't have to, probably. So let's see. So here, I think I'll just play bishop d5. Bishop f3, probably just e6 or something. Just have to be careful not to get my queen trapped over here. Okay, so he plays f3. Now let's see. Now I can play b4, I guess, or not. I think I'll play simple moves. Bishop b7, rook d8. Try to put pressure. Maybe b4 at some point. Knight h5 also. A lot of options. So now he's trying to threaten rook a1. So I can play queen b3. Maybe make it force a draw. It's not really what I want to do. But if I play queen b3, okay. So now I need to think. Okay, so if I play queen b3, queen d2, and rook a8, he plays rook b1. So let's see. Okay. So I'll play knight h5. Play bishop h6. And he plays rook b1. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I will play bishop. It's a good move. I'll play bishop c6. I'll give him a pawn here. Probably he'll take, maybe not. Maybe rook a1 could be a problem, but let's just see. So, what's his next move? Probably he'll take, I would assume, but I'm not sure. Okay, so he plays f4. So he wants to play for g4 now. So now it's time to do something, and in a hurry. So if I play knight f6, probably he just takes on c6. If I move my bishop g4, g4 could be a problem. Let's see. Okay, so queen a8 takes. Okay, I've kind of just got to move now. So okay, so d5, bishop e8. I don't know what he's doing because suddenly he let me back into the game. He's just much better, and now it's not trivial at all, actually. So I'm down on time here, so I'm gonna have to move fast. So I'm gonna play e6, try to break the pawn structure, change things up a little bit. So now maybe knight d7 is an idea too. Okay, so bishop d4. I'll play knight d7. And if you take, or what's that? Now I take. Okay, I can take e5. I don't want to be practical. I'm just going to take on e5 and play c3. And try to really put pressure on the file. I missed this queen, oh, that just hangs me. That was bad. That just hangs the piece there. So, okay. So he starts off with a lucky win. Time to beat him now. Probably I should have just taken the exchange and he would have been in some real trouble. Let's see. Okay. Bishop b4. Now knight d2. Just bishop g2 and castles. Probably I should have moved faster that game. I was a little bit too slow. So I'm going to play h3, g4. 4. If he plays b5, just knight g3 probably. Just g5, f5. I'll play h4 just to create a square for my bishop possibly later on if it's necessary. d5. I'll just take ed5, and now I'll just play f6. Just force the action. And knight c5, bishop f4. I'll play bishop f4 anyway here. It's a d4, reasonable. Play knight e4. If he takes, I'll take. So rook c8. I'll just play knight g3, protect the knight here on e4. Probably he'll move the bishop, but queen b6 also move. Now, maybe I should try h5. I don't actually know if it makes sense, but I think I'll play b3. Just stop knight c4. Stop any knight c4, knight e3 stuff. So bishop f8. I'll play h5. Try to open it up now a little bit. Knight c5. I will take. Knight g6, I think I just have queen d4. So h6, I might just have queen d4 here. Why not? I don't see why it doesn't work, and I'll just play queen g1. Queen f2 allowed knight g4, so just queen g1, move the queen back. So he wants to go for some mate stuff over here, so I'll play rook e1 maybe. It looks reasonable enough. So queen g4, I'll play queen h2. So now also the other thing is maybe if I get like two moves, I'm threatening to like play like rook e3, rook h3, and just mate him in a couple of moves. So this might be an idea. Okay, so rook d4. I'll play rook e3 because now I want to create some kind of mate threats here. So I can play knight e2 here. I can also just take maybe. Or take on c5. There are a lot of takes here. Okay, so I played queen c8. So takes, rook e5, e5, knight f5, or just knight f5 right away maybe. No, knight f5 right away, knight g4. Knight c5, knight g4, rook e8. Okay, so I'll take. Actually, knight g4, I can also maybe just play bishop takes b7 as well. So he takes. So isn't he just down a piece here, or am I crazy? Bishop e5? Bishop e5, bishop g2. Okay, so I see what he's trying to do. Okay, so I will take and play queen g2. Assuming he takes, yeah. And takes, and I should be fine. If he moves the queen, just knight e2 probably. I'm sure there was some other way to play this more precisely than what I did, but not a whole lot of time on the clock. Queen d7, yeah, now I will... Oh, wait, knight e2 is... Actually, I gotta be careful here. So, actually, no, knight e4 is the move. Knight e4, that's the move. Because then I take the bishop with tempo. Bishop f8. I'll play... What will I play here? Maybe just c3. d3, and now I'll just take and play bishop h2, and basically now everything's safe and secure over here on the king side. Oh, that was not a very good move actually. Let's try and be a little bit more careful. F3. I'll give him a check on the back rank so I can just move my king. So knight c5. Got to be a little bit careful here. Okay, maybe. What am I doing? Being too slow again in this game as well. I don't know why I'm moving so slowly this game. What's going on? Ah, we're... Terrible, 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 terrible. Just too slow, too laggy. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm going to beat him 5 in a row now, so... I'm just going to stop talking so much during the games, because clearly I'm using too much time and getting too low. So I'm going to have to be a little bit less chatty for the next couple of games. Though for sure I was winning that last one at some point, just too complicated and not getting too low on time, really. So let's see, okay. Queen d2, knight h5. Try to do something over here on the king side before he can expand. Take queen f6. c3, probably just c5. a4, I don't know what a4 is. Just play a6. Takes. So let's see. So takes, c3. Just play c5. b4. Just takes. Queen c3, probably just rook a2. Or just cb4 and rook a2. Probably rook a2, knight c3, knight f4. I don't know if this works, but it seems like it's worth a shot. Wait, what? Oh, did I just hang that? And if c7, queen c8, rook a1. Okay, so if I take c6, knight f4, c7, queen g5, g3, e3. Okay, let's see. So take c6, b4, queen c4, knight c4, c7, queen g5, and if g3. Maybe b4, b3 here. I think I'll try b4 and maybe b3. Queen c4, b3. Let's see what he's going to do. So c6. c2. Oh, he's knight c3. Oh, yikes. Yikes, that was not good. Okay. Very careless. Okay. Probably this is lost, but maybe there's some hope of something. Oh, I could have just taken... Oh, am I stupid? Oh, wait. No, I had 4c7? Or no, it's the wrong position. It doesn't work. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So, okay, now I'm just not going to talk, period. That's just clearly not focusing enough. So, let's see, okay. Come on, Eric, move. Okay. Play the same knight e7. 4 castles. Just need to be fast. Just be fast. A4. Maybe I'll take on d5. Maybe not. Takes. CD5, knight b5, and probably c4. Just play c4. 7, queen e2. If he plays rook d8, just rook d1. Okay, I'll play rook d1. This bishop here on b8 is pretty bad. Probably just rook e1 next. He doesn't have a threat with bishop f5, so just rook e1, protect everything. Now here I can play knight e4. I don't know if I want to. It's a move. He's playing h5, so he's getting desperate here trying to open this up. Yeah, I think I will. Assuming it doesn't hang something. Let's see. Which it doesn't appear to hang anything. Okay, so d4. Okay, all normal. I'll play h4, so I have bishop h3. Knight g4, just king g1. So rook d8, I'll play bishop h3. Force the queen off the square, and then maybe f3, maybe not. I'm not sure. I'll just play f3, be safe, prophylactic. Bishop d6, maybe bishop c1, bishop g5. With knight d7, I can take. I think bishop a3 makes more sense. On knight c5, I'll just take. Play queen c2 maybe. Okay, he wants to play knight f8. Does knight f8 actually threaten? I don't know. Let's play c5 and just queen c4, knight c5, queen c4 probably. Or knight c5, maybe I'll just take even. Okay, so he takes bc5. It's a very weird move. Knight e6, rook c1. g6. I'll just play bishop b2. b4 was also a move. I'll play knight a3, knight c4 now. Now I'm just going to start blitzing him on the clock on the board. Bishop c1. Probably try to do something over here on the king side. Okay, now I'll bring the knight back to b5. Maybe rook c1 also. I'll just play knight b5. Rook c1. Knight d6. Time to resign, Eric. Knight e6. Just take. Takes. So queen c4. Try to put some pressure on this king side over here. Well, I realized I had queen b5 right away. Let's come back. Okay, so rook b8. Now I'll play rook e1. I'm just going to play for f4. Now I'll just play f4 and just blast it open. If he takes, I'll take. Bishop c7. Can take. I don't have to. I think I'll just play e5, knight d5, bishop g2 probably, or just rook c5. Just be fast and blow him off the board. So takes, and bishop d7 at the end. Okay, so bishop d8. I'll play rook b5. Takes and takes. Just e6 coming as well. And that's one. A3, I'll just play A5 here, stop any okay, he's gonna play this one, so knight C2, I'll play D5. If he takes, knight E3, knight E7. Bishop D2, it's strange, we'll play knight E7. Knight E4, B6. If B4, I think I just take and play A4. Unless I'm forgetting how this line goes. Which I could be. So bishop B3. Or A3 was maybe better, maybe. I don't know. Maybe A3 was better, but at any rate, this position still is completely fine for black. So H4, I'll just play queen D7. If H5, probably I'll just take. Or just queen b5, of course. So bishop d2. I think I'll just play rook c8. Try to control both these open files here, the a file and the c file, just to prevent anything. I could play queen e6 here. I don't really like it. He wants to go bishop h3. I get it. I'll play, I don't really know if this is the best move, but I'll try it anyway just to force an exchange. Takes bishop h3, knight f5. Again, I control both the c file. I mean, I control both this, the c file, and the a file, so that's very important in this position that I control both the files. Queen b1, I'll play h6 to stop knight g5, and now with bishop h3, just f5. In fact, f5 is just a strong move, period. Bishop b4. Don't have to play knight d5. I want to. Knight d5, knight d6, rook d8. I don't see it, so makes sense. Knight d6, rook d8 looks pretty good. Okay, so queen b3. I'll just take and play rook c2. Just try and put maximum pressure on his king side here. In fact, it's very close to losing here because I'm threatening just like f5 and bishop f8 maybe or something. So I'll play, what will I play here? I'll just play f5, knight d2, g5 maybe. Yeah, it looks good. Looks as good as anything else. Knight d6, doesn't this just allow bishop f8? Queen d4, queen d6, bishop d5, king h7. Yeah, I don't see it. So, okay, queen b1. Ah, I use queen b1. Okay, so the game continues. Okay, so rook c5, knight c4, g5. Now I'm going to play g4 probably. In fact, now because the rook's on a7, I can also swing it all the way over here too. King g1, I have rook h7, maybe f4, maybe g4. I like rook h7. Seems like a good move to try and create threats here on the king side. Maybe g4, f4, just try and really just smash him over here. So queen a2 does not threaten anything, so I'll just grab this pawn. Queen a8 does not threaten anything, so I'll just play rook c5 and b5 next, or rook c8 just to cut him off. b5 looks good enough though. I'll force him back with g4. Play rook c8 maybe, or maybe now I'll switch. I think I'll play rook d7 here. Just switch back the other way. And rook e5. Knight a5, I'll just take. And if he takes, I play rook e1 check. And if he does something else, knight c6, I'll just throw in a check anyway. And now just not to hang something stupid. So rook d6 takes, and okay. So let's say okay. So all pretty random still. 6, I'll play queen e2, probably rook d1 next move, or queen f1 too. All depends. Knight a4 now. So queen e7. Now I can take on d5 here maybe. Takes knight e5. What am I missing? So takes. I mean, not missing anything necessarily, but I'll just play c4. Just keep it simple. e4 just takes. And d4, I have knight b6 maybe, or do I just want to play rook c1 or knight d2? Probably knight d2 makes... Knight d2, bishop a7 could be... Okay, maybe just c5, of course. To stop this b5 nonsense. And also now I have knight b6 too. Yeah, c5 actually was pretty obvious. I shouldn't have wasted so much time on that move. Let's see. So, maybe knight d5? Knight d5, knight d2 maybe. I think it makes sense. Just to play for knight e4, knight c4. I think the sack on f4 doesn't quite work, although I'm sure he's probably considering it right now. But it doesn't look to me like it quite works, if I had to guess. But I'll make the pre-move just in case he does it. Oh, he did it, sure enough. Okay, so queen f3, bishop d5, I'll take. e4 probably I just take. This is going to get messy, but I don't think this quite works for him. Probably he has to play e4. If e4 I will take. If he takes... Wait, what am I missing? So takes f3 king g1. I'm not up a piece. I'm just up a piece. I've just got two pieces here, right? Takes. Just two pieces for the rook. Maybe knight b6 was better than bishop takes f3. But okay, but this looks pretty good. I've just got two pieces for the exchange here. Now I think knight b6 is in order. Yeah, knight b6 force him to take, and then this d4 pawn becomes very weak as well. Okay, so bishop e6. I'll play rook e1. Yeah, Eric kind of went wrong here. I think it was very interesting if he had played this a different way. But now, I mean, just played bishop g2, I guess, just protect everything. No tricks. Rook e4 was also probably... Rook e4 is maybe just better, but... Okay, I guess he's going to move the bishop. I should probably make this pre-move. So he plays g5. Okay. Now I can maybe just play c6 maybe. Takes bishop a3, just really ugly. And now I think just bishop a3, takes, and yeah, just game over. So bishop d6, I take, he takes, I take, takes. Now c7 wins. c7 just wins, right? Knight c8 also just wins. So they both win. I don't want to risk maybe overlooking something simple. So so let's see. Okay, I'll stick to the same thing. And we'll play another Botvinnik. b1, d6, d3, bishop b6, knight e1. So yeah, we're just going to play the same system again. So knight e2, knight c2, knight e7. Okay, so we're going to literally play the same system again. Okay, let's see what his improvement is then. So bishop b3. Wow, he actually wants to play the same line again. Interesting. I didn't believe in this for white, so I'm a little bit surprised that he's going to play the same line. This is surprising. So knight d6. Okay, reasonable move. Just queen e6 maybe. Or bishop e5. Bishop e5, knight c4. I'm assuming that's his plan, but I don't understand. It's a little bit hard to believe in this idea that Eric's playing. I mean, rook c7 was maybe also just possible, but anyway, we'll see. Bishop c6, so I can take if I want to. I don't think I want to take. I think I just want to play queen g4, knight c4 probably. Queen g4, knight c4, queen e2 doesn't quite work. Queen h3, knight c4, takes, doesn't seem very optimal. So I'll just play queen d8, I guess. Now knight c4, just move my bishop back to f6 probably. It's not ideal, but not terrible either. Bishop f3. I can play queen d7 here. Maybe just rook e8, force knight d6, or I'll just play king g7. Something simple. Simple and safe. Because I still control this A file, so there are no threats down the A file. Down the A line. H4. Now I'll play queen d7. I'll give him this, if he takes, I'll give him this b6 pawn, but okay, so bishop d2, now I'll play queen e6. H5 I'm probably going to take, but I'm not sure. I don't have to, so maybe just knight f5, just simple moves. Keep the tension going in the position, because there's no need to do no need to do anything insane here. So let's see. So queen d1. I don't know. Queen d1. I have knight d6 maybe. No, I don't want to do that. I'll just play maybe rook c8. He wants to go bishop c6 again, is what I think. So I'll just play rook d8. Simple. Maybe knight d6 is an idea next move. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Okay, so queen f1. So yeah, now I'll play knight d6, and I'll force him to decide how he wants to play this. So h6, queen g8. I actually forgot about h6, I have to say, which was... so now if I take rook c6, rook d6, rook c8, rook d8, I'm still kind of holding. I can also play bishop d8 maybe. Risky to play bishop d8 in this position. Probably I'll just repeat. I don't really want to repeat, but it's probably too dangerous to not repeat. So, I mean, bishop d8, bishop b4. Yeah, I don't see it. So I'm just gonna repeat. Yeah, queen f5, knight d5. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Fine, I'll just force the draw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, right. So I'll stop Eric from playing e5. I'll play what I did yesterday that worked so well. I'll play this knight f3. Bishop g6 takes. Just gonna go d3, knight d2, maybe e4, maybe e3, not sure yet. Okay, a5, a3. Probably bishop d6, probably. Now I'll play e4. Queen e2. Threaten e5, the fork, e5 castles. Rook e8, rook e1. Now I'll see, maybe knight f8, maybe this. I don't know how I want to play this, but I'll try rook c1. So d4. Now I can play a4 if I want to. h4 seems like the more practical move to play. And while I'm at it, I would like to thank the people who have donated. I keep hearing this clicking sound this ringing sound every so often. So thanks to all of you out there who have made donations. So here I can take. I think I'll just take on c5 and play c3. Just blast this. Maybe take with the rook. Actually, makes more sense. Okay, so queen b7, knight f3. b4 I'll just take and play rook c4, so knight b3. That's a good move. For some reason I overlooked that. I should not have overlooked that one. Okay, I'll play queen c2. b4 probably I take on b4 or maybe rook c6. A little bit strange. So rook d8. Okay, so rook d8. Now maybe rook d1. I don't know if I'm actually going to play d4 or just like rook c6, but rook d1 seemed like a practical move to try and create something. Now I'll play rook c6 since the queen's on a7. Oh, did I just saw knight a5? Then I can maybe take on d6 and knight e5. Gets messy again. So rook e7. And now surely, okay, if d4 doesn't work, then I don't know what will work. Takes. Bishop g3, shoot. I kind of saw this, but then I vaguely forgot about it. That was stupid. Let's see. Okay, so if I take knight d4, if I play rook c8, queen c8, probably I have to try this, even though it's not really what I wanted to do. So takes. And probably just come back with queen c2 and just pretend that nothing happened, something like that. Bishop a4, I can just take on b5. And now I have knight d6 coming. It's not so bad. It's not as bad as it looks, actually. So knight d6. Probably rook d8. Rook somewhere. When he moves the rook, I play e5. So it doesn't look like he has any other moves that are playable. Probably he has to move his rook. So now I play e5, knight h7. I can play e6 if I want to. Doesn't seem right somehow. I feel like there's got to be something better here, like e6, knight g5. But I don't actually see it, so I'm going to have to try it. And I don't have all the time in the world, so takes. King h7, maybe king g2. I don't know if king g2 is right or not. Probably wasn't right, but I've got to move. So let's see, it's knight e4. Now I'll play bishop e6 so that I can hit him with bishop d5. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay, so let's see. Is he going to play another Botvinnik? He actually is. This is surprising. Eric seems determined to prove that this line is fine for white. I don't actually think it is, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, so I'll play rook a7 again, just like before. Now, what did I do last game? I don't actually remember. So he wants to play knight d6. Okay. So let's see. So if I play rook c7, let's see. Okay, I'll just play queen d7 now. Bishop d6, and I can play rook a7, I think. And if he takes, I take queen b4, rook e8, and we're something pretty similar to what we just had. So h4, just play rook c8. Oops, knight f5. Oops. That was bad. That was knight f5. Jeez, just knight takes f7. But maybe not so bad. Queen f7, bishop d5, knight d6. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. Though I did miss this. When I played rook c8, I forgot that that he had this idea. But anyway, the game goes on. And actually, it's probably not so bad. Takes. Okay, so he doesn't want to do that. So bishop b4. Maybe bishop f8, knight f7 is bad. So I'll just play knight h6. Also now I'm threatening maybe rook c1, knight g4, amongst other little odds and ends. Okay, so bishop c6. Now I'll try to exchange the dark square bishops. Bishop d2. Maybe just queen e7. Attack this pawn on e2, knight e4. Okay, so he wants to go bishop g5. Maybe queen e6, bishop d5 is bad. So maybe just knight g4. I've got to be careful with the time situation here. So bishop g5, queen e6, bishop d5, queen f5 seems fine. Wait, what? Bishop d7. Oh, jeez, the bishop covers that square. Just bishop covers c1. Probably queen e5, bishop d7. But he has bishop d7 anyway, so it doesn't quite work. So let's see, okay. d6, rook d1, probably knight f6 at some point, someday. d5, knight c3. Queen c7, I'll just take. e5. This is just pretty good. Bishop d4, queen f3 next, or rook e1 maybe. Just rook e1 probably. Threaten some kind of sack here on e8. And if he goes like bishop f8, I can maybe just play knight takes d5 as well. So this is pretty ugly for black here. So b6. I'll just play queen f3. If bishop b7, I just take, and bishop takes f6. And then d4, knight d5 is just winning. So we'll see what he wants to do. Queen d6. Right, a5, b5 does not make sense. Is there any way to punish him here? Fortunately, it doesn't look like it. g4, g5. No, probably that's way too extravagant. a5, b5. Probably there isn't, so probably I just have to play simple moves, unfortunately. Just double the rooks. And play something like, I don't know, h3 maybe. I don't really want to take with the f-pawn. I'll just take with the rook. And now I'll take this way. I mean, this isn't really what I was hoping for, but it's still some kind of advantage. It's not much, but it's something. So knight e5, I'll play knight d2. I just want to play knight f3, maybe exchange. Knights take advantage of these weaknesses over here. So knight d7. I'll take, and now I'll play knight d1. Probably b3, knight f2, knight d3. Something along these lines is what I want to do, ideally, in a perfect world. Probably not going to get that, but... So bishop c6. And now let's see. So now I can play like b3 maybe? Just b3 probably. And if he takes, he still has this weakness here on b6 if he exchanges the bishops. So knight e4, I'll play knight f4. And now I'm threatening also to just take the pawn on b6 again. Okay, maybe it was better not to play knight f4. Maybe there was something better than this. But at any rate, we'll see. I'm just going to go back for some knight e5 tricks again. Knight g5. I'll play queen f1, I think. I have knight e6, maybe queen... Knight e6? Do I have bishop e8 here? Or knight e5, maybe? Not sure. I'll just play queen f3. I'll give him an extra move. And now took some of the time off the clock, and now I can blitz him again. And now he's also running into time issues here, so now I'll play queen c6, try to force an exchange of queens. I'll just take, and now queen e2, bishop e2, and g5, just queen c7. And so, alright, let's see. Ah, he played e4, actually. He hasn't been playing e4. Is he going to play d4? No, he's not. Okay. Eric lately has been playing this weird rubbish with bishop c4 on move 3, so I wasn't sure. Okay, he wants to do this. At least this is a little bit different. This isn't standard now, so this should be interesting at least. Can play knight f6, f5 maybe. Maybe just knight d7. Knight d6, just king f8, and not really sure what the knights are. Knight goes to f5, bishop f6, maybe g3, g6. I'm not really sure. It's kind of a weird position, so I'm going to play h5 and probably knight e4, just bishop e7, and play knight f6 next move. Now I'll go bishop d6, cut the until he has no bishop f4 now, and let's see. So now I have knight g4 maybe. I don't know if I want to take. I can definitely take here. Play h4, rook h5 maybe. It's all kind of a little bit weird. Fine, but I'll just take. I'll take and play like queen c7. Just play true traditional variations. And if c4, knight g4 probably. And g3, maybe h4, maybe. I'm not sure if I will do that, but probably I will. g3, h4, and bishop b2, I just take on g3. If he takes, I take on h4. If he takes, okay, knight e4, obviously I take. Takes. Okay, so let's see. So now I can play knight f6 maybe. I can also maybe play takes and rook h1 maybe. Or I can take and maybe play knight f2 or knight f2 right away. I think I'll just take. Now I think maybe I should play rook h1 and knight f6. Seems reasonable. Why not? Let's see what he's going to do here. So I'll check. King g2 obviously. Knight f6. Now let's see. I mean, maybe rook e2, maybe queen c6, or do I not have time for queen c6 here? Queen c6, king h1. I don't actually have time for it, so I guess I'll have to play rook h5. So d4, I'll take. If queen d4, just bishop c5 probably, or rook d8 maybe. Maybe just rook d8. This is a very dangerous position for white to be in here. It's also a lot harder to play for white than for black. So if bishop e2 probably, I mean, I have many different moves. I'm probably my main threat here is bishop takes g3. If bishop e3, I mean, I can play bishop takes g3, I think. I don't know if I want to. Queen c6 looks really, really strong. I don't actually see an answer to this the rook h2 check idea. So I'm just threatening rook h2 and queen takes f3 because of this this pin here on this diagonal. And I think this might just be losing. I mean, rook d1 fine, and now rook h2. And queen f3, and I think it's just over. So, alright, let's see. So, play knight f3 again. b3. Probably he'll play bishop f5 again. Same thing. Takes. a5, a3. I mean, some c4 stuff. Knight a6 is interesting. I wasn't really expecting that. c6, I'll play e4. Probably I'll play e5 at some point. Maybe like right away, in fact. And I'm just going to try and do something slow over here on the king side, because it's not quite so clear what where black's play is here on the queen side. So b4, b5. Wow. Okay, now I think this is really dangerous for black, because after I play f4, I've got a free hand here on the king side. So I'll take gf6. Okay, interesting. So I can play h5. I can play like, I do have to be quick here because his plans are pretty straightforward. Play g4 maybe. I think I will play g4. I don't know if it's good, but it seems interesting at least to try and basically play f5 and just lock his whole position down here. So he's gonna have to play f5, g5, and then the game continues. So bishop d6. Okay, so I can play h5 maybe. I don't know if I want to. I think I'm going to play bishop c1, knight f3. Just keep everything as solid as I can. I don't really want to play h5. I think I'm going to do it though. So rook h8, h6, king h7. I mean, this kind of has become rather drawish because of the blocked queen side. But maybe there's still some chances. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe if I can get something over here, like a sack on g6 at some point. Just going to try to redevelop my pieces, put them on some optimal squares, maybe like c3. Because his knight is not good here on c7. So maybe just like c3, rook a2, rook e2, and I just kind of just wait. Although that was a bad move because he had queen c7. But now I'll make sure that he doesn't get queen c7. I'll play rook a2, e2. And now king g3 to stop any tricks over here. And now I have to kind of come up with something. So let's see. So I'll put my rook over here. I'll develop everything. Maybe I'm not going to get that chance though, unfortunately. So I'll take dc4. Okay, but now after rook e2. Maybe I can get something here, actually, because now on knight d6 I have knight e5, or even d5 maybe. Ah, but he has knight b6. Oh, of course, obviously. And now it's just, the position's kind of too closed. I'll try to take and do something here, but it's very unlikely that I can. Yeah, it's going to be too hard to do anything, so... Probably just move on to the next game. That is, I mean, I don't know, unless he doesn't want. Maybe he wants to play on here? Or is he thinking, or is he lagging? Yeah, so... Alright, so... Okay, so this is probably going to be the last game that I play for now. I think there's another show coming up on chess.com soon, so I'll probably cut it off here so that everyone can watch that show next. So this should be the last game. So bishop c4. I'll play similar to what I did last game. Maybe make it interesting. Okay, so here if I play d5, maybe it's bad. I'm not sure. Bishop e7, bishop b3, knight f6, knight d7, and I'm just going to play knight f6. I'll just castle. If he takes, I'll probably take with the knight. Not really sure. Well, I guess I'll just play rook e8. Probably knight f1. Something. This is going to be something really slow, unfortunately. Something which isn't going to be horribly exciting, most likely, for a last game. But I'll try to make it exciting. So bishop d6. I want him to probably play knight f5. Okay, so he does take. So now I have a choice. I think I'm just going to take with the knight. And probably put this knight on e4. Probably bishop d4 or knight d4 also a possible move. And just rook d8. Put everything in the center here where there are no weaknesses. Probably bishop e5 looks fine. Bishop d4. Now maybe I'll play g6. Takes rook e5, knight d4. This rook e8. Pretty boring, but let's see. So I guess technically I'm threatening knight f2 or knight takes. Well, no, probably knight takes f2 is a simple threat. So maybe he'll take on e4, maybe not. Maybe queen d3, maybe queen d3. Hard to play. Maybe it's fine. Maybe knight f3 also possible. He's in the deep tank though, so let's see. So queen c2. Okay, so this is not a move that I really considered. Maybe knight g4 here to. Yeah, I think I'll play knight g4. Try to make this as spicy, as complicated as possible, since it is the last game as well. So I'll try to make it interesting. Might backfire spectacularly, but let's see. So, not seeing any questions lately, but let's go. So, wait a second. So f3, and if I take, whoa, can't I just take on e5 and mate him? Oh wait, he's fg4 and he's somehow hanging on. Oh, he's fg4 and he's hanging on by a miracle. Okay, so he's hanging on by a miracle. So I can play knight e2 or check, queen up 2, knight e2. Probably just knight e2 right away. I mean, this again, it's very hard to play this position and hope for much. But rook f1, now I will just take the pawn on g4. Queen f2. I can play rook e7, maybe queen a7, d4. Looks pretty good. Queen a7, d4, queen b8, king g7. Queen g3, takes. Better endgame at least. So h3, I'll play queen g5. If takes, d4 anyway. So he is using a lot of time here, I must say, debating whether to take the pawn. Although now if he takes the pawn, maybe I even a rook e2. Though I assume he's going to take the pawn here. I would assume, but I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, so he does take the pawn. So d4, queen b8, king g7, rook f2. Now d3 is a move. D takes c3 is also a move. Probably I just take though, and play like queen c5 makes sense. Just threaten rook e1 check. And now I can just take this pawn. And he can take that one on rook e4. Okay, now I'll check, and I'm going to go rook e7 again anyway. Yeah, I think he's busted here. King h2, rook e7. And I don't see how he protects. He can't protect this bishop on f7 now. So I think that should be it. So yeah, all right. So okay, you guys. So I guess that's going to be the last game for now. I don't know when I'll do another one. Probably not for a while since I do have the Sinquefield Cup coming up. But at any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Even if I let Eric win a few more than he probably should have. But I'm sure I'll be back again soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So until the next time, everyone. Thanks for following. Thanks for the donations, and looking forward to being back here again soon and hopefully winning some more games against Eric. So that's all for now. So take care, everyone. Have a good evening, good week and weekend, and I'll be back soon. So bye.